Hello and welcome to session 4 of our journey through the Helium network. Today we're gonna look into a few hotspots in the city of Hanover in Germany. So let's get started and just travel to Hanover. Hanover is already quite populated, but it seems like it's not that crowded as other cities like Berlin and Hamburg, where you would see like hexes with 10, 15, 20, 25, sometimes 30 miners. So it looks like the highest we see so far is like 7. Well, let's then start here and dive in directly. Okay, so which one do we look at? Let's take the one with the kangaroo here. Alert Tartan Kangaroo. Ketchup miner, 5.8 dBi antenna. That's most likely not stock. 18 meter high. Unfortunately, it's offline, so we can't see how far it's reaching. It made $23.33 in the last 30 days. So it looks like it fell offline like in the last 5 or 6 days. So if it had continued, I think it would have gone to $30. So 1.548 HNT. That's below the average of the market, I think, but it's not the worst. Has a bad transmit scale, obviously. So let's jump from one of the crowded ones here to more unpopulated ones. It's very low earnings. Also low earnings. Nothing earned. Yeah, let's check this one. The woodpecker. Decent oily woodpecker. Funny name. Looks already quite good. Looking at the picture, reaching far. 2.8 dBi antenna that could be stock, sense cap 12 meter high. It's a decent height for the deployment. It made $51.86 in the last 30 days, considering the today's Helium cores. 32% more, almost 33% more than in the last period. Good deployment, I would say. Quite good deployment. So let's check if we find another one that's interesting. With Mercado corduroy elephant. I like elephants. Let's have a look. $31.35, quite stable in the earnings over the last 30 days. Transmit scale is quite bad, 0.3, 2.8 dB antenna, 20 meter high, culture connected devices. Minor. It's quite high. I would think it reaches more miners. The antenna potentially could be tried to be a higher dBi antenna to maybe reach a bit further. But also with this antenna, I would think it reaches more of those hotspots. I'm not sure why it doesn't. But it's quite high. If this is correct, I really would have assumed that it makes more. So let's have a check if on this wallet. No, it's the only one. I thought there's maybe another one on it. Okay, so maybe travel a bit to the west here. Mammoth Strawberry Bear almost making nothing. That doesn't look too bad. Reaching quite far, made 45, almost $45, almost 3 HNT, 8 dBi antenna, 8 meter high, Browa Mary IoT. I heard about this miner or this manufacturer, but never really looked it up. At some point I stopped following the new miners that came to the market. There were already like 10 suppliers or so. and it's just getting more, which is good. Variety of miners and hardware certainly is good. Over time, most likely will also bring the price down, so it's easier to provide coverage for the network. It's more affordable. So 8 meter high, 8 dBi antenna. It's quite high dBi antenna, I must admit. But considering that it's a bit more further out from the city center and there may be less miners and you want to reach a bit further, as it does, may make sense. So let's check how far that actually is. 17 kilometers. How far is this one here? 11, and then this one here most likely is also 11. 9.6. Yeah. Well, that's fine. Not the worst deployment. Making almost $50 per month. That's decent. Maybe the person has got a few more of those. No. Looks like not. So let's check just another one here. Clever Amber Octopus. Recumbent Pineapple Hornet. Let's take this one here. Keen Mulberry Orangutan. Bobcat 8 dBi antenna, 20 meters. Seen a lot of 8 dBi antenna recently. It's quite high dBi, I must admit. It's may not be the best decision. People think the higher the dBi, the better it's gonna be. It's gonna reach more. It's gonna earn more. Sometimes it's really not like that. You need to make the proper decision based on the surroundings. And there's a lot of miners surrounding it, but it's reaching far, but it's almost matching nobody in the surroundings. So potentially this could be better with like a 3 or 4 dBi antenna, something like that, or even try it with the stock antenna. 20 meter obviously is great, but looking at this position here and the height, I would have assumed that it does more. It provides more coverage to the network, which it looks like it doesn't. So if I were the owner of this hotspot, I would try with another antenna, at least as an experiment. But we can see it goes almost only to the north. It's only this little spoke here to the right. So maybe it sits in a corner so where it can only reach to the north. That could be the issue. That really could be the issue with this deployment. So let's have a look at a few more. Let's go here. That looks quite good. Oblong Viridian Cobra. 0.42 transmit scale, not the worst. Certainly could be better, but 5.8 dBi antenna, 10 meter high, not bad. Maybe like 3rd floor on the balcony, or maybe 4th floor already. Bobcat miner. It reaches really far. Let's measure that. I'm always curious how far a miner can go. 55 kilometers. Not bad. Not bad. Let's look how long those little spokes are here. 12 kilometers. So 55 is quite far. Looks like an outlier. It made $77.87 in the last 30 days. It's 5 HNT. That's certainly one that's above the average of the network, and pretty sure a miner that the host of this hotspot is quite happy about. Maybe he's got a bit more hotspots. Both in Hanover. We looked at the Cobra. Let's have a look at the uneven color fish. Yeah, it's really close by, it looked like. So this one is making a lot less, $23.70 in the last 30 days, 1.5 HNT, so it's about a third, a bit less than what the other miner made. Bobcat 40 dBi antenna, 15 meter higher. It sits higher as far as I can remember. 40 dBi antenna seems to be fine for such a surrounding. Bobcat miner is a good one. Yeah, so in total, The host is then making about 6.5 HNT per month. So the other one made a bit over, what was it, like 60-ish or so. So maybe making like $80 per month, which is not bad considering that the miner is doing that while the owner is sleeping. Let's take this one. The kangaroo, offline. The kangaroo went to sleep. It's offline. Chimpanzee. There's another animal here. The zebra. Okay, obviously facing mostly to the east. 0.42 transmit scale, and it lost a third of its rewards, even more, almost half, 40%, in the last 30 days, doing 1.6, almost 1.7 HNT per month. With the current course, that's about $25.27. 50 meter high, that's quite nice. Bobcat miner, nice. 5.8 dBi antenna. It's good. I think the issue is here that it's only facing mostly east. And yeah, 15 meters is maybe not the top of the building, so it's hard to put the miner higher. Maybe with a little pole, put it above the corner of the roof, so it has a 360-degree view. I think this would greatly help the miner. Potentially you could try with a lower dBi even, just to see whether this has an effect. Maybe he sees more of the surrounding. But all in all, this is a miner that is, I know, at the average or below the average of the Helium network, but still making like $25 per month is quite decent. So let's have a look at one or two others. Watermelon hamster sounds funny. Let's take it. What did it make? Almost nothing. 0.15 HNT per day, which is not much, and that's about $2.28. 40 dB antenna, 6 meter high, Bobcat miner. Looks like it's looks like here it's only seeing one hotspot. Yeah, 6 meter high is not high, it's like second floor. 4 dBi antenna is not, maybe stock, I don't know. I didn't research what's stock for Bobcat. Could be stock, but seems to be too high. Maybe it's a custom one. Yeah, not the best deployment. Needs to be put higher, that for sure. Made nothing. The alligator. Prehistoric iris alligator. Quite funny name. That looks good. Made $65.45 in the last 30 days. Lost about 30% in comparison to the previous 30 days. Makes 4.315 HNT in the last 30 days, which is, I think, above average. Transmit scale with 0.42 is not the best, but considering it still makes $65, it's okay. Bobcat miner, 5.8 dBi, 10 meter high. So it's sitting a little bit on the west here, more on the outskirts of Hanover, and has a pretty good look almost over the full city. And 5.8 may be wise here to reach into the city. Would be interesting to try with the 3 dBi antenna instead to see what the difference is. Actually, I think we already went out of Hanover here. It's Ronnenberg. It's either like city in the outskirts of Hanover, or it's actually a different city already. Because city center is somewhere here, and I think we went a little bit further. It's 6 kilometer difference. I would call this still Hanover. Let's check a few more out in the city center then. Let's take 2 more. Happy Shamrock Pheasant. Calchip miner 2.8. I think this is stock. I think the host forgot to set the height here. It made the host $15 in the last months. Better than nothing. But as you can see, not an ideal setup. Most likely it's quite low considering the 0 meter high. Let's check one last. Rare holographic albatross. That's a funny name. And this one is offline. Okay, let's conclude our session. So that was session 4, our journey through the Helium network. See you in the next session.